Got it. Maybe I don't. I do.
I'm not saying the intro.
What?
Yeah, expect the unexpected.
Oh my! I was just gonna wait
It's your
because I
turn.
knew you. It, hey guys, welcome straight to the point, completely off topic. Your host Kyle
With
Dunbar here.
there we
With
are.
with
Yeah.
there we are. What? There who is?
With,
Who
with
who's
Kyle
my guest
Dunbar. That's
today?
the name of the podcast. With Kyle Dunbar is part of the name.
And with the purposefully obnoxious David Dunbar.
That's me.
Am I wrong?
Not even close to being wrong.
I guess I was trying to be obnoxious by killing you with kindness. I don't know. Can that count as obnoxious?
I don't think that's how obnoxiousness works.
Yeah. Well, I imagined that you were going to try to race me to the title as you
And you
generally
were
do.
wrong.
And so I was just going to let you. And now we just have long pauses. Perfect. Radio silence.
Yeah. That awkward silence is going to be in the podcast. It's not going to be edited out.
Maybe mom will edit it down. She thinks she's a genius with this stuff now.
She's a super smart.
Well, she makes me sound super smart.
She's a genius editor. She finds a way to make you sound smart. That is a feat. That is incredible.
It's definitely a skill. She's developing it and getting better. And see, you don't know, there was probably an right there. See that? And there's probably another one right there. And I probably scratched my head and I might have even farted. I could be drinking coffee right now. Yeah. Actually, I didn't do any of those things. But if they did happen, Candy can take them out.
I just set an orphanage on fire and you didn't hear anything.
Jeez, David. All right. So what are you into today?
I am reading the Moon Knight comic books so I can have some knowledge of how the character works before I watch the show.
Okay. All right. That way you can be pissed off when it deviates from canon.
Yeah. I'm
Is that really why?
Yeah, that's sort of.
That is.
I'm surprised that I don't know if he actually does, but we all know that Moon Knight has dissociative identity disorder, but I think he might also have schizophrenia. I'm not sure, but like he's having hallucinations of one of the people he killed right now, and I don't know if that's a part of dissociative identity disorder.
Is it a hallucination?
Yeah, it's a hallucination.
Because weird shit be happening in them comics, yo.
Oh yeah, weird shit always happens in comics, but these are definitely hallucinations.
Because it says, "Hey, I'm hallucinating," and then all the scientists are like, "Yeah, this is definitely hallucination." And people are like, "Yeah, we can't see that," and it's not some weird astral projection like when Spidey was talking to Spider grandmother or whatever. I don't even know.
Aunt May.
I know it was like a weird. It looked like Aunt May, but she was like Spider Grandma, and she could talk telepathically past Madam Web. There, see, I didn't even know. Like, it's too much to care. That's my argument. That's my claim.
I care very much about these characters.
Well, no, it's not too much to care. It's too much to care when a good story deviates from the canon, and then you're like, fuck this. It's not a good story now. Like, well, it's still a good story, right?
I've heard that they might be setting up Jake Lockley in the show, so I think that'll be pretty fun.
Okay. Who's he?
Jake Lockley is one of Mark Spector's alternate identities. He is a taxi driver that he uses to collect information on the street level.
Oh, there's that. So how does he make sure he picks up the right fares?
He doesn't.
How does a taxi driver elicit street knowledge.
It's New
You're
York in the
about to
Marvel
witness the
universe.
strength of taxi
100%.
driver street knowledge.
There's never been an innocent person in a taxi cab in the Marvel comics, and every single one of them just blabs on and on about their criminal.
Not true. Not true.
Have you seen a superhero take a taxi in Marvel comics?
No. But I have seen Peter, Peter. And who was his girlfriend, the redhead?
Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson.
Mary Jane Watson. So Mary Jane Watson's getting into a cab and they're saying each other goodbye. Gives her a kiss. She gets in the cab.
Well, I don't know if you knew this, but MJ.
Don't say she's a bad guy.
She's a superhero.
In another universe or some shit.
Nope, main canon. She can turn. There's a superhero who is, I think, maybe a ghost or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
She takes over his body.
It possesses her body?
Yeah.
I guess that's acceptable somewhat. Peter's got to be pissed about it, though.
Nope, big fan.
Is he worried that Mary Jane's going to get in trouble and get hurt?
Yeah, of course. But he also gets
like
scared
living on
about
the edge, baby.
all of his superhero girlfriends getting hurt.
Yeah, he is kind of a pimp, huh?
Now he has a possible girlfriend. It's a clone of his called Silk, and they
what?
Yeah, they
clone.
Yeah, a clone.
This is dirty.
And you see, male female spiders, they exude pheromones, and so do these two. And the pheromones make it so that they just basically lose consciousness and can't help but suck face.
So like they're fighting with Kingpin and the Lizard and Doc, and they're just like, hold up.
I think they basically never team up because they know that there's nothing that would stop them from fucking right in front of the villains.
And it's a clone.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just an experiment to...
This isn't some weird fan fiction Rule 34 shit.
Nope, this is main 616 canon.
Right on.
And she has she has an awesome super suit too.
Oh, well, that's legitimate.
It's got like a bandana instead of like a full-on mask. It's awesome.
And it like goes over her eyes still?
No, it doesn't go over her eyes. The entire top half of her head is completely exposed.
The top half of her head?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Everything
so it just goes over her nose?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't see
me. Like I said, it's a bandana.
So then she has to change her hairstyle when she's out on the street. They're going to know who she is.
I don't think that she has a civilian identity. She's like just Silk all the time.
All the time, listening pheromones.
Yeah.
Get a waft of these mofos. Well, man, that's just exciting.
Very interesting. I know.
I don't know. I think I've had to give up caring because it's just going to happen. They're going to keep making these movies and somebody's going to care more than me about it. And then they're going to I'm going to be like, I mean, I thought it was kind of bullshit because they changed this or that. And then I'm like, actually, it's not bullshit because in episode 38, when it was being written by, and they actually did a very similar thing. Or in the What If series, there was actually a parallel universe. What's that? That's what I just imagine now. It is a parallel universe. I liked it when all the Star Wars geeks were getting pissed about the latest iteration of Star Wars, but the writer was smart enough to be like, parallel universe, suck my dick.
You mean the new Star Wars movies?
Yeah. I don't know how new they are, but they're probably at least 10 years old by now. But I mean, I liked the way there was things that were deviating from canon Star Wars, Star Trek. I'm sorry. Fuck Star Wars.
Oh, Star Trek.
And there was things that were deviating from Gene Roddenberry's original canon Star Trek. And then they pulled Leonard Nimoy into it somehow and was like parallel universe. And I was like, that's a good, I mean, I like that because it frees up. Now we're not held back by the by the canon history of the past. You know what I mean? We can play with it. Sometimes the more important thing is just the character, right? Like he's a bad guy. He might be different. And I'll just shut up. What you into, David? Oh, you already said. That's why I asked. Okay, so moving on. What are you going to be into?
Well, I'm still thinking of doing a podcast. I've done some rethinking. I think I'm gonna make it sort of like an educational thing, where I talk about like history and old mythologies, things like that.
Sounds boring, old, not fun.
I'm gonna make them exciting, new, and funky fresh.
Okay, you're gonna mark them up a little bit. You're gonna get you and your funky bunch together, and are you gonna change it?
The stories, no, but I plan on telling them in a fun way.
So, then explain to me. Make it fun. Make this fun. Well, I bet you can't. All right, that's the challenge. Putting the gauntlet down, I think, is what you do, or drawing a line in the sand. I'm slapping you with the gauntlet.
What are you making fun? What's my job?
Your job? No, not making fun of. No, make this fun. Make the story of Persephone. One of my favorite sculptures is involving Persephone. Yeah, I didn't want to say it. I guess,
you see, the interesting thing about that is that the Greek word for kidnapping, it's what has become the word rape. So there wasn't any actual rape in the story of Persephone. It was just a kidnapping orchestrated by Zeus. And so the way that the name of the sculpture, the word rape, has changed, and so has our view of what that actually meant.
Well, it is a beautiful sculpture.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And if you look at parts of it without knowing any of the story or nothing, or the name, you're like, oh, these are two lovers entwined in something, and until maybe you see, and then I don't know. At any rate, then you one day told me the story of Persephone. And are you telling me it's not really, so it was a kidnapping more than a rape?
Yeah, it's actually not as horrifying as even that sounds.
I thought that she eventually got like Stockholm syndrome or something like that, and started.
No, she was actually a big fan of the idea of marrying Hades because, as the queen of the underworld, she would be queen of queens and highest among the gods.
Okay. She was just a normal person, or she was a god?
She was a god. It's unknown what her name was. It's we believe it's either Despoina or Kore, but
well, I know when gods be getting raped, it's a sad life, man.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you expect if she's getting raped and you're just some farmer in the field? Man, that's a rough go. What are you supposed
to do when Zeus turns into a literal golden shower and impregnates a girl?
Wait, what happened?
It's a different story for
him. He turned into a literal golden shower. Okay, stick with the story.
So
I'm guessing, but I'm curious. A golden shower and impregnated a girl.
Yeah,
rained up. Did it rain up, or she was doing cartwheels?
No, it fell through a ceiling. It's a long story. It's look, okay, we're not talking about that right now.
Okay, all right, moving on. I can see you're uncomfortable with this topic. Let's move on.
I've forgotten a few of the key details about that, so I'll have to refresh my memory on that one. But basically, Persephone, daughter of Demeter, was Demeter.
Ah, damn it. Well, that's still pretty funny.
Yeah. So she.
Demeter do what?
Demeter
wash the dishes.
God of the forest.
That's not funny, huh?
So
these fists Demeter would do the dishes.
Hades kidnaps Persephone.
You tell a woman with two black eyes.
God fucking damn it, Dad! What do you tell? What do you tell him?
I don't know. There's not much there. I've been told twice. She just.
Yeah. Okay, funny. Ha 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 ha. comedy.
I'm trying to teach my son some machismo. Sorry.
So
that didn't straighten you up. That didn't get you understanding the way the world works. You've got to punch your woman. That's what I'm saying, David. That's what I'm telling you. You'll never get anywhere in life. I know I'm setting a bad example because your mom has not had one black eye.
A lot of Greek gods, big fans of that idea.
Oh, yeah?
Except, of course, Hades.
No, Hades was nice to the women.
He is like a super cool dude.
But he's hell dude, right? He's like bad. I seen the Disney movie.
He's like the opposite of a villain. He has
no, dude. Hercules, good guy. Hades, bad guy. I saw it. Disney. That's
honestly,
the way this thing works.
In the actual story of Hercules is a bit of a dick. Let's just being honest here.
Oh, what's he do?
He's just an ass, really. He's just really pissed off. He fucks his niece.
Ooh, that's weird.
Yeah. So
why is he pissed off? What? Those two things aren't related.
He just gets mad really easily. That's his thing. A lot of Greek gods.
He's getting angered.
Yeah, a lot of Greek heroes, their downfall comes from pride and arrogance. His is that he gets.
Tony Stark.
He's very angry all the time.
He's Hulk.
Yeah, he's basic. Yeah, that's that. Like he's Hulk, but he doesn't lose his strength when he's happy.
Here's the trick.
He's always angry.
You messed up my timing, dude. All right, man.
So
I was
Hades kidnaps Persephone. Demeter talks to some gods.
I still feel like Demeter is happened. Like a car who's got a Lightning McQueen best friend or something. I'm sorry.
So she asks around with gods, and eventually she talks to Helios, the literal fucking sun. And he's like, oh, I saw the whole thing. So basically, Zeus told Hades that he should kidnap the girl he likes, who just happens to be your daughter.
Wait, Hades' daughter?
No, Demeter's daughter.
Okay, this is confusing. Why would this occur?
Because Hades was into Persephone, and Zeus, it's like, hey, just kidnap her. Never fails me.
Oh, okay, but she was the daughter of
Demeter.
Okay, going on.
So, Hades kidnaps Persephone. Persephone in the underworld. She's having just a great time.
Why is that? The underworld's a cool place?
Yeah, it's actually pretty. It's surprisingly fun in Tartarus.
David Bowie there?
He may or may not be. We don't know.
Is he dancing the magic dance?
He could be. You know? How do we... if David Bowie...
How we would know. I was asking
him play Hades.
In what?
No, just like play Hades in the movie.
David Bowie's dead?
I believe he's dead.
You're probably right.
So is Gilbert Gottfried.
Is that where when you're categorizing stars, is that what you just...
Gilbert Gottfried, David Bowie, I put them in the same category.
Okay, right on. You didn't want hey, Patrick Swayze, how about that? You want to just start doing obits? Leonard Maltin
is having fun, and here's the secret about Persephone. She's kind of a bitch.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of stories call her Dread Persephone, and different stories.
Because when she's Jamaican?
No, Dread Persephone because
she's a pirate.
Persephone is actually possibly an epithet. We believe that she may have been one of those gods where it's like, don't say her name, you might get her attention. She is scary. Very.
So, like, epithet. What do you mean? You would call people her name?
No, like epithet, as in like Persephone was just a nickname that you'd use so that she wouldn't
invoke
use her name.
Her wrath.
Yeah.
Like, so kind of like Prince when he changed his name to a symbol.
Yeah, really, Persephone is the bad guy when it comes to Hades and Persephone. She's a supervillain.
Okay, so what does she do that proves this point?
Well, I forget who it is, but there's a
Enough.
hero, and they go to Hades, or Tartarus rather, and a bunch of ghosts start tormenting.
Doctor Who?
What?
Tartarus. It's not a sauce I put on my big fish.
I'm gonna.
Isn't that?
Will break every bone in your body.
Oh, isn't that Doctor Who?
No, that's the TARDIS.
I'm being a bad geek right now, aren't I?
Yeah.
Why would you break my bones?
I will revert your rib cage. I will harvest your toes.
Revert my rib. Have you watched Midsummer yet?
Yeah, Midsommar. I watched it with you.
You could turn me into that angel thing.
Yeah.
But that's really rude. You shouldn't do that to people. Have I taught you nothing? I'm sorry, listeners. I'm a very bad parent, obviously.
You've really taught me very little about morality.
What? How do you figure?
Well, I'm pretty sure you've never told me not to murder people. I think that a good starting point when you're teaching.
You don't think that I have ever told you? I feel like I probably told you that at the beginning of this. I feel like it's something I've told you almost every morning. I feel like when I wake you up, I'm like, "Hey, David, get up, bud. Hey, don't murder anybody." Pretty sure.
No, I don't remember you ever telling me don't murder anybody.
Do you? Is this a normal like World's Greatest Dad? He's got some trophies and stuff to prove it, and he has a conversation with his kids, and he's like, "Oh, so check it out, Cindy Lou and Mark. I just wanted you both to know you should not kill people."
Yeah, you gotta tell kids you shouldn't kill people. Otherwise,
I don't think you do.
You don't know if they're gonna kill people, right?
No, if
you don't know if
are you saying that devoid of being told not to kill people, you yourself would kill people? Like, do you know not to kill people?
If I never learned that lesson from like media.
Okay, so you did learn the lesson though, right?
Yeah, but you didn't teach me that lesson.
So,
and I think
you learned the lesson. Did I need to teach you everything you knew?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Anyways,
I'm sure there's a million things that you've learned just by natural. And how did the media teach you that killing is bad? You didn't figure that out at any point. How many things have you killed?
I never killed anything, thanks to the media. The globalist elite told me it's bad. So,
thanks to the media, I don't kill people. Pin a rose on their nose. Hey, listen, David, you can't do it. You can't thank the media for shit. Media is always the bad guy.
Yeah,
it's what we learned today. It don't even matter if you use it.
Yeah, that's what Max Headroom teaches us.
What do you know about Max Headroom?
He is my favorite television personality of all time. I know a lot about Max Headroom.
Are you kidding? See, David, you're funny.
Listen. He had a shitty TV show and everything.
And I loved it. I used to watch it.
Not that TV show, the dystopian one where he didn't actually die. Instead, Max Headroom, the personality, is just a clone of his brain, and the original guy is still alive. And there's a dystopian apocalyptic shit,
and they do like detective work.
Yeah, and like Max Headroom he's barely even in it.
Yeah, I know. I still love that show.
How?
It was my childhood. How is it that you keep stumbling on my childhood? Finding obscure shows that like I love. Next, you're gonna be like, I was actually, Dad. Let me tell you about the show called Manimal, and I'll be like, what the fuck? Do you know about Manimal?
Maybe.
Okay. Dude, remember you came to me one day and you're like, yeah, I overheard some shit you're listening to or something. Like, what the fuck you listening to there? And you're like, ICP. And you said it like I would know nothing about them. Like, you're funny. Anyways, moving on. So I'm glad that you're finding, you know, that you shouldn't kill people from the media. Is there anything else good that you're learning from the media? Did you know they're putting chemicals in the water
that turn the freaking frogs gay? Yeah. They're also putting chemicals in the air that turns the snow gay. That is the third time I've told you that. Okay. And you don't like it every time. How can
snow be gay?
I don't know. Ask Alex Jones, all right? That's where I learned all my
and what are what pronouns does the snow now identify as?
Pronouns have nothing to do with sexuality, or minimal to do with sexuality.
God, man, I just don't want to even.
The snow's gay.
I'm done. Okay, yes, go on with that. Yeah, I thought I was going to get another lesson. I don't know how I'm not learning these things. I feel like I accept, and then they just tell me again. It's like wake up and you're in some kind of Groundhog Day where there's like, oh no, this is offensive now. It's ever-changing list of offense.
No. So, anyways, what were you talking about? Fucking.
I don't know. I think it was Alex Jones. Really, that's what I was trying. I was done talking. You got a whole podcast to talk about that boring ass shit about the rape of Persephone. There's actually the kidnapping of Persephone, and you're also kind of, man, this is surprising from you, David, but you're kind of saying she deserved it.
I am not.
was it what she was wearing? No, you're saying she was a bitch though, right? So
no, she was a bitch after she entered the underworld. Before that, she was pretty cool. I think she had repressed hatred for everything though.
Because after she got to the underworld, that's when she started fucking shit up.
Yeah, in the underworld, she is a monster.
What'd she do? Give me examples.
Well, like I said, the hero that she tormented with the souls of the people that he killed, he blames Persephone for that instead of Hades or anything. And the only reason that anyone would blame Persephone for something is if it's normal for Persephone to torment people. Yeah.
Okay.
So we've lost.
You mean he could have blamed someone else?
Yeah. She likely did. Otherwise,
You don't even know, but you're saying, but you're casting your. How is it that we could not know?
Well, because
we lost text.
We've lost so much text and records of Greek mythology. Despite how much we know about it, we're still in the dark for a lot of things. Manuscripts are missing pages and torn in all the wrong places. We don't know a lot of things about the mythologies of long.
And that frees up Disney to just turn it into whatever he wants, huh?
Yeah, that's how Disney turned Hercules into a cishet dude who only married one person.
Is Hercules not a cis dude?
He is not a het dude.
Not a what dude?
A het dude, hetero.
Oh,
he's either bi or pan. But
okay.
He had a bunch of dude lovers because what's manlier than two men?
Yeah, I guess that's twice as manly as one dude.
Yeah. Hercules fucked a lot of dudes. I believe I forget who was emperor, but under a certain emperor's rule, it was normal for gay lovers to worship at the tomb of someone who
and
was.
Did they so then tell me this? They had a term for it. They weren't homosexual back in the day. That's a term that's been made into popular culture, right?
I think there might have been a term, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just lover.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Honestly, I think Jesus and Judas might have been fucking on the DL.
I've heard of that. There is a testament of Judas that has several descriptions of Jesus in a very homoerotic way.
Yeah, Judas, you betray me with a kiss. They sucked face right before the betrayal. All right.
Well, I mean, the question was always if this guy was going to turn on Jesus and he knew it, why would he keep him around?
No, you know,
And there are some that imagine, and I think it's in the book of Judas that was not included in the Bible. So therefore it ain't the right one. But whatever, moving on from that. So in the book of Judas, I believe they explain that Jesus entrusted Judas as his most trusted with the task of turning him in.
Yeah, that was all that was planned, you know.
And then the 60 the silver somehow dropped to the earth. Well, in that he was abhorrent. He didn't want anything to do with the money. He was like, oh no, fuck this money. That was kind of, but I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah. Anyway,
except for that,
it's pretty clear that Judas, Jesus, they were
may have been gay.
They were likely gay. I've never met a straight person as nice as Jesus. So
whatever. I'm super nice. Super nice.
I don't know.
I guess I can't really sell myself even on that.
Yeah.
I am working at it.
I mean, Jesus didn't have to work for it. You know?
Oh, that's why it's not cool for him, in my opinion. Yeah. Like, fuck him. If he didn't have to work at it, then it was no fucking struggle.
He didn't.
What do I learn from him? Shit. What do I learn from his? What kind of strength can I get from his? Doing that. Then, if it wasn't hard, it's like, wait, dude, you can be a little less sinly because Jesus had none, and you're like, yeah, but it wasn't hard for him. I don't know. I've got no answers. I think that Persephone, though, might have been wearing her skirt too short, and kind of, I mean, that's why she was kidnapped. No,
it was more like Hades was pining.
He was what? Pining.
Pining from afar.
Yeah.
Oh, Persephone, my love, if only you knew how I felt. Wait a second, I have an idea.
Why don't I just get the bag, the marriage bag, like Borat has, right? Give her a break. It's hard to be in the underworld.
Well, she also had an old epithet called Despoina, which means, the maiden or just woman. Kore just means girl. We don't actually have a real name for her outside of Persephone, which I think is also just like an innocuous name that doesn't really mean shit. That's like a very simple, broad term. So it's likely that we can't speak her name because we might get her attention.
But we also don't know what her name is, if that is the case.
Yeah, because
so we can never speak her name anyways.
Yeah, she comes from a mystery cult, and mystery cults, that's the whole point.
Wait, a mystery cult?
Yeah, a mystery cult.
Like bunch of teenagers driving around in a green van?
Their practices are only known to members of the cult. We don't know. Okay. They had rituals and all that shit, but we don't know what the rituals were.
How do we know they had rituals?
There are texts stating that they had rituals, but they didn't say what the rituals were.
What do you think those Masons do?
The Masons?
Yeah, they got rituals. And they can't tell you about it. Yeah. No? What? I find that interesting. So I just always say that they had to fuck a goat while everybody peed on their back.
I don't know what you're talking about, really.
The Freemasons.
What's a Freemason?
One of the mystical architects of the status quo. Brandon Mulholland's dad actually is a Freemason.
What?
Yeah, he's very I don't know. It's I don't know, brah.
What do they do? What's their thing? What's their shtick?
I think several of them have been presidents. They control the world. They practice meme magic. I don't know.
Okay.
No idea. But I've had friends that have signed on, and I've had several friends that are members. They're generally good people. It seems to be a group with the idea of, creating community, strengthening community, and doing good. It doesn't seem to be this,
sort of like
super evil
anarchism.
thing. Why is it like anarchism?
Well, it's built around being a good person and community. That's what anarchism is.
Anarchism is built around being a good person and community, huh?
Yeah, that's like the whole point. It's the idea that as long as we have a system of government and this whole economic system that rewards the rich and demonizes the poor, we will not prosper. Only through community and helping each other can we truly prosper as a nation.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Put the brakes on, little liberal boy. We need the economy. Otherwise, how would I know if I'm better than anybody?
Exactly. That's why anarchism doesn't make any sense. How are you going to know that you're cooler than your neighbor if you
Yeah.
don't have materialistic objectives?
Yeah. It's like a Mike Posner song, but it takes more. Like, you think you're cooler than me, but you need cooler glasses than that to be cooler than me. So I got cool glasses. No.
Anyways,
Moving along.
Yeah.
To
so,
what?
Well, I haven't finished the story of Persephone. You keep.
I know, but it's so damn boring.
Well, it's not. It's about to be more interesting. All right.
Okay,
So
really?
Demeter goes
Okay.
to the
I really
underworld
wasn't
to have
saying it was boring. I'm just talking over you, really.
Demeter goes to the underworld and has a bit of a tiff with Hades. All right.
Mhm.
She kind of puts him in his place and all that. And
Like what? How's she do that? She's super tough.
She just fucking yells at him, basically.
Now, how do we know these things and then not other things? Well, I guess because some shit's missing, but we know that she fucked with like he went down there, and he went down there to get her back, or what? He went down there to do what? Say what up, send
Demeter
messages.
went down there to get her daughter Persephone back, basically. But
yeah, and then Persephone is like, "Fuck it, I like it down here. Yeah. I never liked hanging out with you, anyways."
Well, not quite. She did miss her mom, of course, but she was like, "I like it here, but I also like hanging out with my mom. Mom wants me to stay in the surface. My husband wants me to stay in the underworld. What do I do here?" And she came up with the idea that she'd visit during 1/3 of the year, which is when summer happens, actually.
Was it like a tax haven or something?
No, it's like she goes up to the surface, and Demeter stops winter because winter comes about because she's so depressed about not having her daughter there that she just doesn't make anything grow.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So, because Demeter's whole job is making plants grow and bloom and all that. So when Persephone,
Demeter tends to the.
Yeah, she gets in like. Yeah, she.
No, she tends to the tomatoes.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Like how when you're really sad about something, you wrap yourself in a blanket and you stay inside and you binge watch your favorite show. That's what Demeter does when Persephone's not around.
And Persephone gets kidnapped all the time then? Is that what was the season?
No, she goes back to the underworld willingly every time winter is meant to come about, once her 1/3 of the year is up. And actually,
funny.
Was a bit concerned that she might want to stay on this surface world forever. So he slipped her some pomegranate seeds that would cause her to just teleport back in if she stayed longer than the 1/3 of the year.
This is weird.
Yeah, it's a weird story, but they are the cutest couple in Greek mythology.
Why is this?
They're the one couple that doesn't hate each other and doesn't cheat on each other ever.
Really?
Yeah. Hades.
But she's a bitch, and he's king of the underworld, which kind of makes him Satan, don't it?
Well, that's the thing. We always paint Hades as this cartoonish devil horns having supervillain
Yeah,
simply
James Woods
because
did his
he
voice.
rules over the dead. But that's a very recent stigma. That the guy who rules over the dead is always the bad guy. Usually they're pretty chill dudes.
Like, why? Who else rules over the dead? That's chill.
Greek mythology. I can't put
Then why
names,
would you say that they're chill dudes?
I can't put names to them, but I do
Well,
recall hearing stories about other underworlds where the rulers are pretty cool.
Okay.
Because I like mythology, but Greek mythology is the only one where I can like remember most of the people's names. Because like every language has their own names, and every name is differently pronounced. And Greek mythology, because a lot of English comes from the Greek language, it's more memorable to
Right.
me
I
because
follow.
I know English, so I know it's sort of I know how to pronounce the Greek shit, and the ability to pronounce is what makes it really stick in my head. I guess I can't really say that Hades and Persephone never cheat on each other, because there is a certain version of a certain myth where he does cheat on Persephone. But in
What's he
most
do?
interpretations of that story, that is not present. It's only in like 2 or 3 translations.
It's not canon, you mean, or what?
No, we don't. That's the thing with Greek mythology. We don't know what is canon to the Greek pantheon and what was just fan fiction.
Fan fiction.
Yeah, I always think about that. We always.
So then you really don't know that Hercules had a bunch of dude lovers? Could have just been fan fiction, Rule 34.
Well, we can
People like Hercules is a great stud, man. I can't wait to write my story when I get home.
We can assume that since most of the characters ascribed to be like assigned as Hercules's gay lovers have like temples and shit, and like it's customary for gay couples to worship at those temples, that we can assume that most of the people that are described to be fucking Hercules, were fucking Hercules.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to trust you on it.
Yeah.
I think, but how do we know it ain't part of the gay agenda? Just trying to be like, it's always been here. When we really know, it's because we're putting chemicals in the fucking water that turn the frogs gay.
The alphabet mafia was trying to take over even Greek mythology.
Well, that's where they're starting. Yeah, you got to start with somebody's past, change the future.
Speaking of writers being mean to their spouses, did you know that that Dr. Seuss cheated on his wife so much that she died, and then he immediately married the other woman?
Listen here. In 1953, if you didn't cheat on your wife, they charged you 3 times the taxes.
But still, like she killed herself when she found out about just how much cheating.
Well, maybe he cheated on her because she had mental problems.
No, it was she had physical problems. She was like she was very ill.
So you're just trying to. What is it with you Twitter kids shitting on everybody's past?
Because like Dr. Seuss is a dick. He's a cunt. Didn't he? I think he also
Theodore Geisel.
Fucking amateur taxidermy on freshly killed animals or something. That's like a thing. I think his uncle was a zookeeper who gave him dead animals to taxidermy.
Right, but that doesn't. I mean, freshly killed doesn't mean that you're torturing it or anything.
Yeah, but still, it's weird, right? He made statues out of their bones or some shit.
David, you of all people, to start condemning people for being weird seems to be a little bit too much on the nose for me just to take without offering some conjecture.
Look, I'm weird, but I wouldn't make statues out of bones, okay?
You have said so much murderous shit about your intentions with humanity and society and all kinds of stuff Now, I happen to know you're generally just trying to get me going, but still, maybe Theodore Geisel was just joking when he cheated on his wife or whatever. No, I'm sorry.
Hilarious practical joke. Ha, real knee slapper.
No, listen, our heroes and our artists are flawed individuals just like us. If we stand in judgment of all, and I'm not saying we shouldn't be noted of all, but if we stand in judgment of all to say, now all of a sudden Cat in the Hat sucks, now all of a sudden Mickey Mouse is terrible because he wasn't, because Walt Disney didn't like Jewish people or something. I've heard something like that.
Fucking. Well, they are both dead, so we can tell stories about that. They're not making money. Is Dr. Seuss going to get like a paycheck in hell? What's he going to buy down there, huh?
Maybe he's in heaven.
He is not. He committed adultery. That is a sin.
I had no idea that you believed in heaven or hell.
I do not. But
well, then explain to me your last sentiment about the placement of Dr. Theodore Geisel.
Well, it can be assumed that if there is a heaven and a hell, that Dr. Seuss is in hell.
It could just as easily be assumed that he was in heaven.
Then adultery is described as being a sin.
What if I say this? He got to be in heaven. Because if I go to heaven and Theodore Geisel and Dr. Seuss ain't there, I'm gonna be like, bullshit. Does he have? Hitler probably did a lot of good shit. Like, I understand the infrastructure was really improved during that time.
Did you know that Hitler killed himself not because he was surrounded, but because he was depressed because he was on meth withdrawals?
They couldn't get any more meth?
Yeah, he was a meth head.
Yeah, I can understand it. Meth's pretty cool, man. No, actually, I can't understand it. It's like, can he get cocaine? I just don't get it.
He probably
I show you that video of that meth head that I met in Cleveland.
Yeah, he was about to fucking say his girlfriend's number on the recording.
Yeah, he kept spitting on me. It was terrible.
When's the last time he did meth? 4 days ago.
Well, is that what he said?
Yeah, he said 4 days ago.
Man, I wish I could have him on the show.
Hey, if you're that meth head, please reach out to us so that we can have we can do a podcast with you.
Yeah, I hope he listens on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Doubtful. He's probably tearing apart a VCR right now. Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking.
Copper wires.
Nobody uses VCRs. Something fun about tearing them apart.
Yeah. There's something so amazing about finding old technology and instead of preserving it or selling it online, you just dismantle it. Because
why you think there's a market for VCRs these days?
Yeah.
Is there?
They're making they're a big deal these days. They're making a comeback.
Okay. I guess everything. We should never throw anything away.
Oh God, I am so ready for the 90s style revisiting to be over with so that we can get back the Y2K aesthetic, which was you remember Y2K year 2000.
I was alive. I don't think you were.
Technology see-through, like with plastic, and you can see all the hardware inside.
That was what they were doing around then?
Yeah, I want a Y2K clear plastic iPhone, and I want to see what's going on in it.
Don't we still have, I mean, that's going to be an old-ass iPhone, though, but don't we still have Y2K then style stuff now? I feel like I see all kinds of stuff to see through side panels.
Yeah, side panels. No, I'm not talking about side panels. I'm talking the entire thing, see-through plastic, the entire shell. Yeah, I.
Man, we're really on some boring shit. I tried to switch the subject because I thought Greek mythology was boring. And I
Now
fucked
we're
up dearly,
talking
huh?
about all this, and now you get,
Yeah.
now I can't
Whew.
necessarily stay awake.
Saved that convo.
Yeah.
My bad.
So, what's something interesting that we could talk about to make sure that our viewers aren't bored? Also, if any of you are asleep right now, wake up!
That was mom's gonna have to edit that or something. Real funny. Haha. Yeah, well, we could talk about wokeness and the problems that arise
That we
from
talk about this every fucking podcast.
culture that always wants to be offended.
That people are tired of this conversation, I think.
I don't think they are. It's the biggest conversation going on right now. You know what's funny is we bought a black comforter to put on the bed, and we have a black cat. And I'm oftentimes in this room doing podcasts, and she's oftentimes laying next to me, but I don't see her. And I just stacked like a bunch of pillows on her. She had to meow. Yesterday, I dropped my legal pad on her in exclamation when somebody said some stuff. I was just like laughing, and I dropped it right on her. She's like, "Meh." David, switching the topic to meme magicians.
You keep talking about meme magicians. I don't get it.
Well, here's the thing. Since the dawn of time, people feeling small in their world and unable to control the outrageous arrows of fortune or misfortune, as it might be, I guess, they would tend to turn to magic.
I don't understand what you're saying. I'm trying to understand it. My brain cannot wrap it. I cannot.
Well, we should finish up, but we should talk about meme magicians in the future.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I feel like I'm disappointing my fans with this podcast because I haven't said like anything funny this entire time.
Yeah, Mom already came in and said you guys should wrap it up. We got some low energy today.
Look, there's an expectation that I'm going to say some funny shit, and I just haven't. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, what do you want? Is there anything you want to talk about?
I didn't come in here with the plan. No, so I can't think of anything.
Did you want to talk about Greek mythology?
No, I'm saving that for my own podcast.
Yeah, I see that. And the funny thing is, I was bored by the Greek mythology. You were bored by the memeology.
Yeah.
How are you bored by memeology, though, dude? You're like a meme kid. Like you grew up in this generation. You love memes.
Yeah, I make memes. I'm a funny man. I'm the funny
guy. The dankest memes. That might be made by a meme magician.
I say funny shit on Reddit.
Do you? You got a Reddit account?
Yeah. I'm not gonna fucking tell everybody what it is.
Why not?
I don't want people to know what my Reddit is.
Why? It's not you is that you're supposed to operate with the anonymity on Reddit? Is that
honestly,
why there's so
I'm kind of upset that I even said that I had a Reddit. Everybody's been laughing.
Is this so disgusting of a channel that everybody must have anonymity?
Yeah, everybody just the stigma around Reddit is that that everybody there is a fucking weird maniac, which isn't wrong, but still, people will just think, oh, David Dunbar, he's on Reddit, you lunatic. And again, they're not wrong for believing that, but still, it hurts. Words can hurt.
All right, let's wrap this up. I've stayed too long. I've said too much.
I've said too little.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty disappointed in you. You do it with me again tomorrow, though?
Yeah.
When we got some energy?
When I'm not actively passing out, I think I'll be able to be a bit more funny.
Let's talk about the very same thing.
We'll
be practiced.
Topics. This has been boring. No, we're not. We better not fucking publish this. I don't
know. You might. There were some moments. You were doing your whole dick measuring of Greek knowledge. Like, look at me. I know so much. That people like that. They like when David's smart. And then I was doing stuff where I'm like, I'm dumb. They're like, yeah, I like when Kyle's dumb.
Yeah, but this one, I was almost as dumb as you. My fans expect better of me.
Okay. All right. Well, we will give that tomorrow.
Yeah. Until then, Mom, don't post this.